Hello, everyone. Jossie, are you there?
No. I am here. Hello, Angie. How are you? Hello.
Good. How have you been?
Can't complain. I'm alive. Coronavirus, since we last spoke, has gotten a little bit crazier. So luckily, I can say that I'm still alive, but I'm barely breathing. How are you doing, my love?
I am hanging in there. I have my nice glass of wine, and I'm ready for today's topic. I did a little bit of research, so we actually have a special guest on the podcast today.
Beyonce.
It's Jarrett, bitch.
Welcome, Jarrett.
Thank you, everyone, for having me. Yeah, thanks. I'm here. I finally made it. I'm sitting down talking with you guys and having a glass of wine. Thank you. It took you guys like 2 months, but thank you.
It took you like 8 episodes, but here I am. I finally made it.
No. You know, it's funny. I was thinking about it earlier today. Like, the only 2 people that we've had as special guests happen to be related to each other.
Yeah, you guys spoke to my sister before you spoke to me.
You're not just important. I'm just kidding.
Because I'm not a psychic,
Right.
So...
I'm like, what special talent do you have, Jarrett?
Oh, I could put my whole fist in my mouth.
I knew
see?
you were going to say that.
Wait, are you
I
psychic?
think I have ESPN or something.
Thank you for being with us today, especially for this very interesting topic, conspiracy theories.
That's just what we're into nowadays. That's all we talk about.
We need to have another sex episode.
Oh, yeah, we do.
Like, our listeners really like that.
Yeah, and then you know what's funny is that on Netflix earlier, Eddie was scrolling, and literally every other, like, documentary he was looking at was about orgies. He's like, what the fuck is up with all the orgy documentaries?
That's based on your search history and watch history. So
Angie,
ask him what he's been watching.
The real question is, what have I been watching? I'm just kidding. Oh my gosh, now my phone's gonna like hear me and it's gonna like pop up on ads like orgies near you.
It'll just like have buckets of lube for sale, like in your ad.
Anal beads. Oh my gosh. So, Jossie, we were going to be talking about mythical creatures. I can't speak.
Yes. So we decided, since our first conspiracy episode was on aliens, alien abductions, this next one that we did would focus a little bit more on mythical creatures.
And then I'm just going to talk about cats and how they're so crazy.
You aren't wrong. I saw this thing on online called a Billiwhack.
Okay.
A Billiwhack.
I guess it's like government related. I don't know. I was reading about it, but it was like this thing back in like the day, like in the 1950s, that I guess the government had said that they saw what they called like Bigfoot's cousin, and it's called a Billiwhack.
All right.
Bigfoot's cousin. So there's just like
there's a whole family lineage
of Bigfoots.
Yeah.
We need an ancestry.com thing.
Billiwhack is quote unquote a half goat, half human person with like goat horns, you know, the kind that curl.
Okay.
So apparently it's just like this mythological creature that people would tell their kids would like roam out into the street at night. But apparently in the 1950s or something, the government had stated that they had spotted a Billiwhack.
Oh, the government, like the actual U.S. government.
Yes.
Which part is goat?
Yeah, which part is
The
goat?
bottom half.
Do they show pictures of a billy goat? Wait, what is it called?
Okay.
Billiwhack.
Okay, so I see. So it really does resemble Danny DeVito's character from Hercules.
Just Danny DeVito in general.
In general.
The government saw Danny DeVito walking down the street. I was all like, wait a minute, that's a Billiwhack. Call the FBI, there's a Billiwhack.
Oh my god.
Damn. But wait, what did the U.S. government say?
It interviewed people, and apparently one girl said that she had witnessed a Billiwhack because her parents used to tell her about it when she was younger. So her and her cousin's boyfriend went to go like find it at night, and apparently he said he swore he saw it. He swore it out of the middle of the road, and he crashed into a tree, and she lost all of her teeth because she fucking crashed.
All because of this damn Billiwhack. Now,
Like, what state was this in?
Girl, I don't even know. It was just a video interviewing the girl. I don't even remember, to be honest with you.
Was this a white woman?
No, it was a Hispanic girl, because I guess it's kind of like that. What's that one?
Oh, Cabra.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like the chupacabra.
Exactly. Yes.
Oh, that is so weird.
And the name.
Like, why did they profile Danny DeVito like that? Y'all, it was Danny DeVito.
What year was he born?
He was born November 17th, 1944. So that told me enough time to grow about the size of a goat and run around people's neighborhood terrorizing people.
Danny DeVito, we're on to you.
We know you're the whack.
Oh my God, Danny DeVito, we love your work.
That's how he got his role for Hercules.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Exactly.
He just strolled in with his goat legs. It was like, here I am.
Yes. Live action. That's not even cartoon. That's live action.
Oh my God, they did it so that when they do the live action, Danny DeVito could reprise the role.
Oh my
like
gosh,
Mufasa.
I swear to God.
Danny DeVito, we're on to you. Disney, we're on to you. If we disappear,
It was Danny DeVito.
All right, enough about Billiwhack. I can't stand hearing that name one more time. So, Jossie, what do you have for us?
So I teased it on the last conspiracy episode, and you've been asking for it. Lizard people.
Okay, I'm really interested because I didn't do any research on lizard people, so I'm excited.
Take a wild guess as to how many people in the United States actually believe that lizard people exist.
Population in the United States is what, 300 and something million. So let's say 150 million people believe in lizard people.
Okay, Angie, what? If you had to guess how many people believed in lizard people, how many?
Sorry, 125 million people believe in lizard people.
Is that your final answer? Because you can't change it.
Final answer.
Okay, Angie?
I'm going to say 30% of people believe that lizard people exist.
Okay, so
Dramatic
both
pause.
of you were wrong.
Only 3, and that's Josiel, Jarrett, and Angie.
Hey,
No, I'm
I
just
never said lizard people existed, okay?
Yeah. 12 million people in the United States believe or know that the government is actually ran by lizard people.
Okay, the government is ran by lizard people?
Yes. This theory, just like all conspiracy theories, has a very detailed history. In that history, there is one man that stands out, and his name is David Icke. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his last name correctly, but he is the strongest supporter of the lizard people movement here in the United States. I don't know if you remember correctly, but in the last election cycle, there were a group of people that decided to write in lizard people for their votes. And that's where lizard people kind of got their fire. That's how they got all the attention, pretty much. And doing the research into lizard people, the whole concept of lizard people is pretty much people believing that thousands of years ago, reptilian beings from the constellation of Orion, Sirius, and Draco all came onto the planet Earth and began interbreeding within humans. Now, when I say interbreeding,
Sex?
it may mean sex, but what it points out here is that it's through the manipulation of human coding, such as DNA.
Okay.
These people believe that this type of species has lived on the earth for thousands of years, and that now they are actually playing a big role in our governments. Now, I believe that this conspiracy theory originated in the United States. So, of course, a lot of its roots and a lot of its political figures and people associated with it are going to be big names from the United States.
Do you have names that people think are lizards?
Bitch, I have characteristics. So if you're walking down the street or if you want to see if your best friend might be a lizard person, if they check these physical characteristics, I would question it.
Okay, give it to me. Let me see.
So a lot of lizard people seem to have either green or hazel eyes that change colors like chameleons, but they also have blue eyes. So pretty much saying that they can have green eyes, hazel eyes, blue eyes, and that they change. And we have heard of human beings that actually have that ability for their eyes to change color in the sun, through the seasons. Our last special guest being one of them, the Gypsy Alley. If you know somebody that has green, hazel eyes, blue eyes, or that might change eyes with the seasons. Question them.
Okay, so Jarrett, what's up with your sister?
A lot.
Another physical characteristic for lizard people could be true red or reddish hair.
Oh my gosh, our child.
Our child running around with red hair. He has blue eyes.
He's a lizard.
Oh my gosh, he's a lizard baby.
Oh my god. I've invested too much in him. We're just gonna have to adapt with it.
Yeah, we like him.
He's a cool lizard.
We'll teach him to be more human side than lizard side.
Or shit, maybe more lizard. Fuck it. No, just kidding.
Another one of them might be keen sight or hearing. So if you notice somebody is really observant, you might say something in a really low tone and they like hear it like really clearly. Or if somebody, sees something from, such a great distance, that may be a red flag.
It means they're a hawk.
UFO connections. If
why'd you skip ESP?
ESP. Oh,
that's my sister.
That's a big one.
My sister's a lizard person.
Oh,
so I was looking at these and I was like, oh my gosh, like Allie falls into a lot of these. For those of you that may not know, ESP is...
I'm going to text her right now.
ESP are people that are gifted.
Are you a lizard person?
Yeah, please let us know what she says.
Yes, we're going to have to ask her right now.
I am. I literally texted, "Are you a lizard person?" ?
Send it. While we're reading all that
Stay
response, if you know somebody that checks on some of those already and they love space and science, that might be another sign. If they have piercing eyes, if their eyes are just beautiful and you just can't seem to look away, that's another sign. This one was one that kind of stood out to me. A sense of not belonging to the human race.
Okay.
I feel like that every day, but that's a story.
Another one might be unexplained scars on the body, capability to disrupt electrical appliances. I'd be really interested. If anybody that's listening might have some experience with that one, please reach out to us. Or, of course, alien contacts. If anybody that you know seems to check a couple of those off our list, they might be a lizard person, and you might want to reach out to them to either let them become aware of it or confront them about that.
I'm hoping that if someone is a lizard, they would know.
I just got word back from my sister.
Okay.
She asked me, what? So she's being defensive. So I think she's hiding it now.
She's like, what? How did you know?
So I was just like, just answer the question.
Answer the question, woman.
Right? So stay tuned.
We might have to contact the Gypsy Alley for a follow-up interview now that we know she might be a lizard person.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It is a very broad list. Anybody can really fall into, checking those characteristics. Hold on. Sorry. Do you hear that scatter?
What scatter?
No. It was just sounding like, maybe because you were texting.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, so get it away, kind of.
I might be getting a text message.
Yeah.
Weird.
So Jarrett's radio frequencies were actually affecting...
Oh my gosh, my capability to disrupt electrical appliances.
Oh my gosh, you're a lizard person.
You're welcome.
So if our child is a lizard person, if you are a lizard person, that's already 2 out of 3. I am outnumbered.
No, you're not, because I'm not a lizard person. Oh, wait, that's 3. Oh, wait.
Come.
I don't know how to count.
So to touch back on, did you see who was like possibly rumored to be like a lizard person?
Who?
One of them is Justin Bieber.
What?
Okay.
Yeah, supposedly there was like a video of him that shows him revealing his true reptilian eyes. But low-key, Snapchat probably helped him out with that.
Oh, yeah,
one.
I just posted a picture saying I was about to film, and it has the colored eyes filter on it, so...
Yeah, I edited a picture and I made my eyes purple. So, I mean...
It could be that. Or he could be a lizard person.
I'm going to go with he's a lizard person.
The next one is Queen Elizabeth II.
I see it. That bitch is old.
Like, she stayed... Like, she's looked the same since I've been born.
That's
so, like,
true. Or maybe she's a vampire.
Maybe. Do lizard people age? Is that something? Was she taken over by a lizard person and then like replaced? Like what happened with Queen? Miley Cyrus, supposedly.
Okay, why? Because she's just weird.
So I guess if you watch carefully, you can see her right eye's pupil narrows into a vertical slit, much like a lizard.
It's just called being cockeyed. Just kidding.
Those are fighting words.
Just kidding.
Donald Trump is on this list,
He's
but
for sure a lizard.
I'm just...
I would actually believe that one.
And then Mark Zuckerberg is also one. And we know with his little like beach photo that came out not too long ago, he looks like a reptilian.
He looks like...
I didn't see it.
You didn't see him like on his little wakeboard, like with his like sunscreen face on and like his big old booty?
No.
I guess we'll have to post that picture as well.
That's going to have to be up there too.
Okay, any more on lizard
Hold
people?
on.
Obama was also a part of it too.
Of course.
Oh. Yeah, Obama is said to be a reptilian person just because he checked off on some of the things that were on the list. But again, it's a very broad list that anybody can fall, into these characteristics. So don't read too much into it, or hell, do. I mean, it would make for a very interesting Thanksgiving.
At Friendsgiving, I'm gonna go to everyone and be like, "Are you a lizard person?"
Have everyone complete a survey.
Right?
These serpent people, humanoids, whatever they may be, it is believed that they're able to imitate humans at will. So any characteristic, anything that we can do, they can pretty much do as well. Again, people believe they've been on this planet for thousands of years. Maybe they have an upper hand. People believe that they come from different constellations in the universe, which is kind of interesting. So this would kind of go back to our first conspiracy theory episode, where we said maybe aliens had a saying on how human life was shaped.
Honestly, it's kind of like interesting in the fact that there's reptilian people, but then at the same point, like the world was also ran by reptilians, like during the dinosaur age and all that kind of stuff. Do you think maybe like even if reptilians per se weren't aliens, like what if they were just a subhumanoid?
It is believed by people that believe in this conspiracy theory that there are people in this world that are walking today and do not know that they are reptilian people. One of the main things that makes a lizard person is their ability to, well, obviously being a lizard.
That they could transform into a lizard, but...
No, the fact that they're able to transform into a human. I guess these lizard people live underground, but at any point they can come up, take human form, and, do whatever.
But what about the people that don't know they're a lizard? Because you just said you might not know you're a lizard.
You can use like Halloween Town as a reference. Like when Marnie's grandma came and told her, "Hey girl, you're a witch." Like, oh shit, grandma,
yeah.
I am a witch.
Or maybe if somebody were to stumble upon this podcast or this conspiracy theory in general and like, shit, you know what? I have psychic abilities. I have changing eyes. I have low blood pressure.
I've changed into a snake.
I'm a lizard person.
I'm a lizard woman.
I eat flies on the daily.
Right? That would explain a lot.
Oh my gosh, this is all making sense.
Oh my gosh. You're like, I know my sister's a lizard. She always ate flies.
Girl was always sticking out her tongue.
Oh wait, that was just the MySpace days. I'm gonna Google what a lizard person looks like.
I want to know like what they would be like on the inside. Like we've seen that show,
Doctor Who, and that's what I was gonna point at you.
where like
She's just a lizard. It's like just a lizard person. Other than that, like they're still wearing clothes. It's just a person that has scaly skin.
her psoriasis,
There you go. Oh my gosh.
Eczema.
eczema.
So I might have to post a little picture from a character on Doctor Who, because this would be a perfect way to describe a lizard person.
But like, do they actually look like a lizard or like have lizard like?
Yeah, any pictures that I looked up would show somebody with reptilian skin, but it would show the body of a human. So it is a humanoid in the sense that it does,
So maybe I'm a reptilian because I have eczema.
Same. You got eczema.
Right? No, girl, when I was a kid, that was like terrible.
I remember.
They would like
I remember.
rub up against my skin and be like, "Oh, you bumpy." I'm like, "You're rude."
That's rude.
Eczema. Now you could have been like, "I'm a lizard person."
Right, bitch, come at me. Blah, 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 blah.
But to wrap up on my lizard people conspiracy, I wanted to show you the extent of how much people actually believe in this. There was a case of a man in Seattle who killed his brother by jamming a 4-foot sword through his skull on Sunday because he thought that his brother was a lizard person.
Oh, God, no, hell no. He's just schizophrenic.
According to Bucky Wolf, which is the man who killed his brother, God told me he was a lizard. That's what he told.
No,
that's what he
crack.
He's literally wearing like a Make America Great Again hat.
Shut up.
Bucky, the man who killed his brother, was really known for posting military, Christianity, and stuff that praised President Trump on his Facebook.
What's his name? I'm going to look it up.
Bucky Wolf. So he allegedly called the police, telling them that he stabbed his brother again, with the belief that he was a lizard person. So there are people out there that take these conspiracy theories and they create a reality of them in their world. And this is a perfect example of what it can do. Any update on Allie? Has she responded to the accusations?
She has not.
That means she's a lizard.
She's a lizard. She's on the run. She's on the run. She's creating a new life, a new identity.
Or she's coming over here real quick to like beat me up. We'll find out.
She's over there meditating. Jarrett, what do you have? I'm curious.
All right. So mine is kind of fun. I found this creature and its name is the Flatwood Monster.
Okay.
AKA Braxton County Monster.
Braxton County Monster?
Yeah.
Okay, why the hell is it that on this episode we find
it's all going to be like with my family.
Exactly.
So it's kind of intriguing. So my family are monsters. Let's just throw that out there. I'm the normal one. I just talk about it.
For a little pretext, yes. Braxton is Jarrett's brother's name. Allie is a lizard person. I'm married into...
You have a little lizard child.
Right, we have a little lizard child.
And one too many glasses of wine.
Right. So my Flatwood Monster story takes place back in 1952. Ooh. So two brothers, Edward and Fred, they see like a bright light go across the sky. It lands in a nearby farm. So the boys go to their neighbor's house, whose name is Kathleen, and they explain like what they just saw. They go over to the nearby farm. They climb this hill. They are shining their flashlights, but they also are seeing like these red pulsing lights from like the distance. And they're all kind of scared. They shined a flashlight and they saw this tall man figure with like a round red face wearing a really dark painted like hoodie or like pointed hoodie. The figure then kind of glides towards them and makes like a screaming sound. So of course, like the group drops their flashlights, they run down the hill, they let the authorities know like, hey, what we just saw. And coincidentally, the authorities were looking at like an airplane crash nearby. So the group of people that saw what happened, they did also tell the sheriff that there was a very pungent smelling mist coming from like the crash, and they all became nauseous off of the smell. But when, of course, like the cops went up there, they didn't find anything.
I'm gonna have to pause you there.
Yes.
That's Voldemort.
I think so. Like, low-key might be.
I'm like, if you start reading that it was drinking some unicorn blood, I'm about to be like, bitch.
Oh, that's
right?
You didn't do the research.
No, but it's kind of...
somebody in a red coat, I was like, that's A.
Maybe they get the little themes from this monster, okay? 50 years later, okay? This person looks back into the case and he's going through like the different testimonies by like the people that were actually experiencing it. And he came to the conclusion that the red pulsing lights were because of a aircraft beacon. So you know those like low hanging like wires that we have in town that have like the red lights that will flash to show that like airplanes that, hey, there's wires here.
Yeah.
So that's what these people were seeing. They were seeing like the flashing, pulsing red lights of like aircraft beacons. Now, the whole hooded figure with like the screech that glided towards these individuals, it's just an owl. They saw an owl perched up on a tree that was about 10 feet high. So they saw this tall man in a hooded like thing. So they probably just saw like the brushes of the tree and things like around the owl, and they saw the owl's eyes. And even the lady said that she saw something with claws. So the owl then, of course, like screeched and glided towards them, and that's when they panicked and fled.
Yeah.
So it all kind of makes sense that like they did see an owl perch on a tree. They saw like the aircraft beacons, etc. So I mean, this kind of plays itself out. But definitely, the town has ran with the story. They created a history. They created a culture of the Flatwood Monster. So
Kinda
they
like, the Roswell.
Exactly.
Roswell, sorry.
Where they have a UFO themed McDonald's.
Yeah. In this town, they've actually created like these 5 chairs that have like the dark, red-faced, hooded figure on the back of the chair. So like tourists could take pictures in these chairs, and it's called the Flatwood Monster. And there's a museum in this town that you can go to that has different things from like this monster. So it's kind of fun that this city has taken that. But also I thought was interesting is that with this same monster, they've used this monster in video games and in pop culture.
So it influenced
a whole generation of stuff. So you're going to see this monster in The Legend of Zelda, in Fallout. There was an episode on History Channel where they talked about this incident. Like, it's still being talked about today.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That's what when I went to Google it to see what it looks like, I saw a link for the History Channel, and it was like in 1952, the Flatwoods Monster terrified 6 kids, a mom, a dog, and the nation. So
yeah,
and the
nation. Okay.
So what's so special about the mom, the kids, the dog?
Right? Oh, because they were there, but the nation heard about it in the news.
That's when it became big. Okay.
The nation was the one that took it, blew it out of proportion, terrified everybody.
But I thought what was kind of interesting that one of the people that actually went with the mom and the 2 kids was and the dog was a National Guard person. So you would think this person's like account or credibility would be worth it. So you would think whatever they saw and like told the authorities, like they would take his word for it.
I don't know about you, but if we're walking down somewhere dark and you see something and you react to it, I'm going to react to it just because of your reaction, even if I didn't see what it was.
Remember that time?
That is the first thing that came to my mind. We were camping at Bryce Canyon, one of the most beautiful places we have ever hiked, camped. And we were outside at night. We had just looked for somewhere nice to smoke, overlooking the canyon. And as we were walking back, we already had a nice little high. Jarrett saw something that made him freak out like I've never seen him freak out before.
Really?
That made me freak out. I didn't even know what I was freaking out about. I looked at what he was freaking out at, and it was just a branch.
Bitch, it was a stick in a bush. And I thought it was a monster. I thought it was the Flatwoods Monster coming.
You were just high.
Probably.
So I can definitely see how maybe her reaction,
anxiety,
reaction,
like
kind of fed into all that. Yeah, it created a vibe that he was like, shit, what are we reacting to? But yeah, that is some very interesting shit.
Have you guys heard of Bigfoot though? But I've heard of Billiwhack.
I've heard of Billie Eilish.
Yeah. Oh, she's good. She's good.
Oh my gosh. But so you know how I'm obsessed with mermaids, right?
Yes.
Like I just went to Hobby Lobby and bought a bunch of mermaid shit, but
I just bought some scales and fins.
I'm a lizard.
Right, buying scales and fins.
Right. But I was like looking into mermaids. Animal Planet did like this huge documentary on mermaids and their existence. And like these I don't know what you would call them, like people that go under the sea to like not marine biologists, but
scuba divers.
Basically, but no. People that would go in submarines under and like kind of like take video surveillance and like document to like do like research.
Yeah.
And they captured on camera, like on their submarine on the window, a like webbed hand like touch the screen or touch the window and like kind of like look into like the window and disappear. Like they fled off really quick. So they believed it was a mermaid because it literally looked like a human hand. It was just webbed. I mean, personally, I really think that they exist. But you know how like there's certain levels of the ocean we just can't go down, whether it's a submarine, a camera, or whatever, because of the pressure.
Yeah.
What if mermaids are down underneath there, and then they can come up a little bit to like the surface of where we can, the deepest we can go, which is why they got that footage.
Yeah. Who's to say that you can go a lot further where we can't go, and there's like a whole civilization of like sea mermaids.
I mean, we're still discovering like different types of fishes that are like below us. Yeah.
Right.
So, I mean, the things that are under there, like, I mean, maybe they don't look like the mermaids that we're envisioning in our heads.
Right, which is what I'm getting to too. So,
but like they might look like little Voldemorts, like swimming underneath the water.
Right. I was like doing research on like fictional creatures in general, and it came across what they call Fiji mermaids. That's like spelled Feejee mermaid.
Okay.
And they are like monkey looking creatures, like, so it's like half monkey, half fish. So it's like what they think realistically, because they found evidence of like a skull like structure of like a small mermaid, but it looked like more like a skull of a monkey. So it looked like the body was like of an actual fin and tail, but like the top part was like a monkey skull.
That's crazy.
So like, yeah, if you research Fiji mermaid, it's like a really ugly creature, but it's like a mermaid shape the way like we think mermaids look like, but they're very, very ugly.
Oh, I see it. Yeah.
Let me see.
Damn.
Right?
It is. So what is that supposed to be?
Like low key, that's a
mermaid child.
A baby with like a fishtail and like dinosaur spikes.
Right?
I read this thing. I didn't look into it. So there's supposedly like 4 categories of humans. But like, I guess
like homogeneous.
Yeah.
Homo sapien, Homo, all those
going from there.
Homo erectus.
But I guess there was actually a total of 9.
9? That's like 5 more. How did you miss
that
those
have
off?
like been extinct?
Okay, so lizard people?
Right? So I mean, like, honestly, I didn't look into like everything that was labeled for it, but I just saw this article and it kind of reminded me of like, okay, so what if there's just like individual species that of course like we missed, and of course like I'm sure there's tons of those that like in the total like lifespan of the earth that we've missed,
and through evolution has just
exactly survived. Yeah. So I mean, like, who's not to say like these little like monkey mermaid things didn't exist,
exactly,
or like were like a subhuman type creature that just was starting to evolve, but then didn't make it, or did make it, or exactly.
That reminds me of yesterday, Eddie and I were watching Shark Week, and they were talking about the Megalodon.
Okay. That scares me.
Yeah, and how they found like bones and stuff of a whale that was like of their skull was like bitten out, but it's like for a big whale, like not like just a like not just like a killer whale. It was like a massive whale. Like it was like the evidence and like the teeth that they found and stuff. It's like the Megalodon did exist, but it just like, got extinct. So it's like
that's terrifying. Like, and that's another reason why the ocean in general just terrifies me.
Oh, because, I know.
Like you said, there's just so much below from what we've been able to see. Like, who's to say that thing still does not exist? But it's been forced to like.
The Kraken.
Exactly.
Like, what was that for these sailors to like develop this whole story that we still know today of the Kraken?
They must have seen something that resembled it in order.
Like, it has to be something that was like that big or massive that like ate these ships. Because I'm sure like a little old octopus didn't like surround a ship and like take it under.
Unless it was like a blow up boat or something.
Unless they were on acid and just thought of it. And then they all saw it.
How do I sign up to get on that cruise ship?
For reals, that sounds fun.
I would love to get eaten by a giant octopus and be scarred for the rest of my life.
I mean, shit, if I'm on drugs. No, I'm just kidding.
But it's just crazy to me how we as a human species are looking at the stars, we're looking at space, and we're looking to conquer space. We're looking to get to the stars, but we haven't even conquered our own planet. We haven't even been able to identify the lowest depths of the ocean. Like imagine there are creatures that live inside of volcanoes.
Oh yeah.
That because of their DNA structures, they're able to,
yeah.
So
we're
I mean,
never gonna know.
There's just so much that we know, but we as a human species are just so
small.
So not just small, because that we are like the pictures that we see from space of Earth just being a tiny dot, but we're also just so curious that we abandoned Earth and we just like looked up and we just kind of forgot where we're at.
Do you think it's because it's easier to like look up than to like dig deep?
No, because I mean, how hard could it be with the technology that we have today to create a piece of technology that can go to like the deepest levels of the Earth?
But
well,
really,
I think it's because like mainly like we're already here, so like we're blind to like what's already on Earth and like what we do and do not know. We just want to know exactly what's in space or deep down.
Shit, and we've gotten to that point, and we've like mistreated this planet, and we're looking now at like other planets and like looking for life out there, forgetting that we have like a suitable planet here that is full of mysteries.
That there's still probably like evolution still happening,
taking place
underneath like our waters or our crust, or like in the deep Amazons, or like in these hidden caves that are underneath the earth. Like
who's to say that those creatures that you found, the Fiji Mermaid, is it? Like, who's to say that that is not on its way to like evolving, and that with every generation that keeps happening, like they're getting closer to being able to live with other sea creatures, not just us, but like, it's just baffling. Ooh.
Oh my goodness.
But remember, hold a conspiracy to be truth just because it might fog your perception of actual reality, and it might put into place that conspiracy that you have, and it might make you lose sight of what's actually in front of you, and you might stop living because you're looking for mermaids or because you're on the search for lizard people. So it's fun to delve into conspiracies, to dip your feet into them, but I just don't see how people can live their lives in a conspiracy theory. It just takes so much effort.
No, it really does. And I see that like all the time, especially with everything going on. It's just like, I love hearing other people's like opinions and like conspiracies. And it's like, it's fun to me to talk about like what Jarrett might think or what you might think about whatever kind of conspiracy. But at the end of the day, it's like, it's a conspiracy and no one can really prove it. So.
And nobody, exactly, just like nobody can prove it, nobody can disprove it.
Exactly.
And that's why they're so popular. And I don't know if we're wrapping up, but just to kind of put a bow on it, do you know how conspiracy theories supposedly came to, like, how they originated?
Gossip?
No, by the U.S. government.
Of course.
Makes sense.
Supposedly, from what I read, they kind of I don't know if created conspiracy theories is the good analogy for it or term for it, but they fuel so that, maybe somebody that is touching up on something that can be so true, the U.S. government can immediately put the label of a conspiracy theory. And as soon as you put the label of that, like some people will go ahead and discredit it because it's so far-fetched.
Because I think it's easier for them to label it as like a conspiracy, or also easier in the sense of like the mass population can't handle the majority of like the truth.
Mm-hmm. So they have to
say, hey, that's not 100% correct. So let's say this is a conspiracy.
Yeah.
They've literally now have said like UFOs exist.
Exactly.
But they've said in the past that those are conspiracy.
Right.
So it's like, is this just now like a distraction? Is this just now like something to get our minds off of like what's happening in like the real day to day? Or is this just now like okay, they just want to release to us that UFOs actually exist.
To Mr. Wolf, who killed his brother, if 30 years from now we end up finding out that lizard people exist,
I'll represent you.
I am sorry for making fun of you.
Right? That hat was maybe
No, you can't say nothing about
that hat was a mess. You throw it away.
Just throw it
Throw the
away,
whole
sir.
person
Yeah.
away. Just kidding.
So maybe like we started off as like monkey mermaids and then like evolved into humans.
Right? That makes sense.
Y'all, we some scientists.
Dude.
Listen to us. We have facts.
Monkey mermaids.
Oh my god.
Angelina, as always, thank you for listening to us. If you would like to hear a follow-up to this episode of Mythical Creatures or just another conspiracy episode, or if you just have an idea of what topic we should cover, Angie, let them know where they should follow us.
You can follow us on Instagram at Wine Down with Ja. That's JA. And message us on there. Also follow us on the Spotify podcast and SoundCloud and leave us a 5th star. Thanks, Jarrett. That was fun.
Thanks.
Yeah, we might have to
Add you in. All of a sudden, it's like Wine Down with A. Jarrett, Josie, Ellen, Angie.
Ja Angie.